Duncan MacPherson here with Pareto Systems, and for the past 20 years, I've been showing elite financial professionals how to attract and keep great clients and how to professionalize the client experience and run their business like a business. And every now and again, we have a lightning strike where we develop and refine a process which is an absolute game changer in terms of meaningful and measurable results. And the total client engagement process is just that. An approach that enables you to become your client's personal CFO. And throughout these next modules, I'll be showing you how to take action and implement this approach with your existing clients, your strategic partners such as attorneys and accountants, and as well as with prospective clients that you meet, and to fast track them to advocate status. I've been saying for years that the advisors who like us the most actually need us the least. And by that I mean they're already quite successful. And they have every reason to be content, but they still have ambition. They have aspiration to unlock their full potential and achieve a breakthrough with their business. So what we do is we want to get clarity and help them crack the code. And I don't want to oversimplify it, but it really comes down to there being 3 numbers in the combination. Now, of course, the first number relates to your core competencies. That's your wealth management process. And as you can imagine, many advisors we work with are very effective there. But being a good wealth manager is no guarantee of full success. That's not what separates the best from the rest. Many advisors are an 8 out of 10 when it comes to their core competencies, but the gaps become more pronounced when we move to the second number in the combination, which is your practice management process. Now, this is your ability to professionalize the client experience and run your business like a business. Now, of course, this impacts enterprise value and your ability to scale your business to another level, but this creates a client experience that makes you referable. Now, of course, many advisors are effective here, but they have more gaps. Many advisors are 6 out of 10 in the practice management process, which leads us to the third number in the combination, which is your relationship management process. Now, the reason why this is so important is that there are many advisors out there who are referable who don't actually get many referrals. It's because of their inability to articulate their value and communicate their full array of services and solutions using stewardship instead of salesmanship. The gaps become even more pronounced in this third number. Many advisors are a 4 out of 10 here. A lot of it has to do with the fact that they're understated, they're low-key, and they're professional. We just want them to amplify how they're perceived, how they're described, and ensure their clients, prospective clients, and strategic partners understand everything they do. This is how they crack the code. The 3 primary objectives you have when it comes to taking your business to the next level and unlocking your full potential is to continually competitor-proof your clients, to counter any loyalty fatigue and the law of familiarity, which simply says that the more familiar a relationship becomes over time, the more things can be taken for granted and trivialized. Based on the competitive forces in this industry, the commoditization of the industry, this is an essential ongoing objective. From there, you want to gain their full empowerment and convert customers into fully empowering clients. Customers buy something from you. They're dabbling. They do business with somebody else as well. A client empowers you fully. You are their personal CFO, their financial quarterback for life. But you don't want to stop there. You want to convert clients into referral-generating advocates who go out of their way endorsing you, making introductions to their friends and family members. And of course, this applies to the accountants and lawyers that you collaborate with as well. The total client engagement process will enable you to address those 3 primary objectives. I often talk about the distinction between a client and an advocate. An advocate is the dream client. They're fiercely loyal, they're a joy to work with, there's 0 hassle factor or friction, and they go out of their way to endorse you to the people they know. And there are referable moments that occur that you can capitalize on. A good financial advisor is at his or her highest level of referability during periods of volatility. Why? Because money and money-related issues are very topical. people start to become unsettled. They start looking to the future with apprehension instead of anticipation. And they start to have doubts about their current track. So as a result, they'll speak to a friend. They'll say, hey, are you happy with your financial advisor? Are you referable and are you capitalizing on that reality? There are critical life events that occur in the friends and family members' lives of your clients. And this holds true with the clients of your strategic partners as well. As you know, pure financial planning that's panoramic is not static, it's fluid and dynamic. As a client's life unfolds, their needs will evolve. Things change that can render their current financial plan obsolete. When a critical life event occurs in the life of a friend or a family member of a client, whether it's the sale of a business, an inheritance, divorce, death in the family, whatever the case may be, if it prompts that friend to reach out to your client and say, I've got to make a change, I've got to take action, are you happy with your financial advisor? Does your client know what to say? Is your value top of mind? And do they know how to shine a light and steer these people to you in a very predisposed manner? As you can imagine, I talk to elite financial advisors virtually every business day, and I hear the stories of their breakthroughs. There's one advisor in Pennsylvania. When we first started working with him, I asked him, I said, in the previous 12 months, how many referrals have you received from clients and strategic partners? And he said 7. And I said, okay, that tells me you are referable. Of those 7, how many of those 7 were perfect clients? They perfectly met your ideal client profile. There was a long pause, and he said, well, about 2. And I said, well, you're the architect of that outcome just based on the way you position the concept and how you conduct yourself. Fast forward to very recently, after going through the process of total client engagement, he's received 15 referrals, 13 of which were perfect clients. Now, the other 2 were family members, younger, with less investable assets, but all tied to that existing relationship. But what's interesting is that nowhere in that time did he become a better financial advisor. He just became better at providing an elevated client experience and articulating his value, which enabled him to capitalize on the many referable moments that occur in the lives of your clients. You have 3 primary challenges that you want to address on an ongoing basis. First, you want to decommoditize your core solutions. You know, you don't want clients who fixate on products, pricing, and performance. You want clients who buy into and understand and appreciate your philosophy around achieving financial independence, your planning strategy, and your process. The commoditization of this industry is well underway. You think of robo-investing, you think of just the competitive forces that are at work. You have to be mindful of this. And keep in mind, your business can be abstract. You're in the knowledge for profit business. You think for a living. You're not selling things, you're promoting the promise of the future. There's some delayed gratification in terms of the outcome of your value over the long term. The second thing is to depersonalize how you are perceived. Now think about this. If I'm your client, I trust you, the person. I identify with you. You take good care of me. But there's a very good chance I don't fully understand and appreciate the fact that you have a practice. You run your business like a business. You use best practices to create an impeccable client experience. You see, by depersonalizing, your clients help connect with the person, the practice, and the process. And this is not the promise of performance. This is the promise of experience, what it means to be your client for many years. You also want to demystify how you are described. You know, you think about this. Do your clients understand everything you do? Or do they think of you in terms of what you provided to this point in the relationship? Do they know how to articulate your value? Do they know who you're suited for? Who's a good fit for you? Part of the benefit of the total client engagement approach, it enables you to explain the why, the who, and the how around referrals. Why is the purpose? What is the purpose of you making yourself available to be a sounding board for a friend or family member of a client? Who is the person that you're suited for? And how? How is the process? Unless and until your clients have clarity around the why, the who, and the how, it will undermine your referability. So when you decommoditize your solutions, you depersonalize how you're perceived and demystify how you're described, you position yourself for total client engagement. It's important that I make a distinction about the total client engagement process in that it's just that, it's a process. This is not coaching in the classic sense where we give you some ideas and some strategies and wish you well. This is not a pep talk, it's not a boot camp, it's not a fireside chat. This is a turnkey, actionable process that you can translate into results. The first step in the process is to identify the gaps in your current approach, to get clarity. You're doing a lot of things right. I'm not trying to change how you conduct yourself. If you're doing 8 out of 10 things right when it comes to meeting a prospective client, or onboarding a new client, or the way you service a client, or have an annual review with an existing client, or engage your strategic partner. If you're doing 8 out of 10 things right in each of those deliverables, I want to focus on the 2 that you're not doing that could be undermining you. So that initial gap analysis helps you get clarity in terms of how to tip things over and get to the next level. From there, the next step is to deploy a value proposition that instantly differentiates you. So you're not swimming in a pool of sameness. So when you're articulating your value to someone, you don't sound like anyone else. From there, we optimize and refine and execute an enhanced onboarding process so that your clients buy into your value and you can fast track them to advocate status. From there, we will elevate your current review process so that clients fully understand and appreciate your value and start feeling compelled to make introductions. From there, we want to position and sequentially imprint the referral process with stewardship, not salesmanship. I will never tell you to ask for referrals. When you ask a client or a strategic partner for a referral, you look needy. It's basically begging. It's not attractive. You don't want to chase, you want to attract referrals by being referable and then communicating the value of an introduction. From there, we'll begin to future-pace relationships, ensuring lifelong empowerment. So as a client's life unfolds, their needs evolve, they'll know that you have a process to put all the pieces of the puzzle together so they'll have the complete picture. Remember, you don't want them endorsing just the person. You want them endorsing the person, the practice, and the process. And finally, as you develop momentum with the deployment of the total client engagement process, we'll show you how to maintain this process sustainably to counter loyalty fatigue and familiarity and to ensure that your improved referability leads to actual referrals on a consistent basis.